Hello and welcome to another cube draft. It's currently Monday. Gonna get something on my nose. I tend to go green a lot of the time, so library obviously jumps out, hunt master. But I think I want to stay out of the color at this point. I want Everflowing Shadows to wheel and pick up Kozilek. And I am just gonna pick up Kozilek. It opens up way more opportunities. It's a decent card. I mean, a 12/12 for 10 mana sure is fine, but it also draws you 4 cards no matter what. And if it ever gets to attack, it's game breaking. So yeah, we'll pick up that. Wow, 1 amount of green in this pack. Definitely not something I want actually. I think seeing that I'm doing this, maybe I want Time Warp. It cuts off one of the only colors in this pack. Because at this point there's green a lot and there's white a lot. There's 1 black and 1 blue, and I think blue is the better card here, just because I love blue. Then there is Upheaval, another really strong blue card. Obviously it does not work together with Kozilek, but it's still a really strong card. There's Kira, there's Skullcrack I guess for mono red. But I guess I really like Upheaval here. It's just a game breaking card if you can get it together with a bunch of mana acceleration. Then Upheaval, and then just cast something after you got your Upheaval up. We'll see though. Like Upheaval Time Warp might be good enough, but most of the time isn't. There's Pact of Negation, there's Pyroclasm, interesting pack to be honest. No clue what I want to pick here. Crucible, obviously not that great without a Strip Mine. Detention Sphere is fine, but it also commits us to white, and I think if you want to commit to white, Path of Exile is better. Because Detention Sphere together with Upheaval is actually a non-bow. There's also Factory and Academy Runes, but I think Path of Exile is a better card there if I want to go semi-control. Not sure if I am gonna go white or blue for that matter. But I think out of that pack, that was the better card for what I'm trying to do, which is just stall until the late game and then get there by casting a sick card. So yeah, and Detention Sphere, I mean, it is a great removal card, it just doesn't work together with Upheaval. Unless you Detention Sphere your own card, which seems pretty ridiculous. But the fact that I go white now after I passed up so many good white cards to my left seems really bad though. There's Journey, there's Into the Roll, there's Cloudgoat Ranger, definitely a card I like, but I think Into the Roll is the better card. It's blue, I definitely want to be blue, so let's pick it up. It's only the 5th pick. We only have seen 3 blue cards, 4 if you count other blue card in your pack. So someone to my right probably is blue as well, which isn't that uncommon because blue obviously is the better color. It's been 4 days since I recorded the video because I went on a bachelor party for my brother on Friday, which was more of a weekend. I came back on Sunday afternoon, then went out with a girlfriend, and wanted to record this afternoon as well, but then we had to put our dog to sleep. So obviously for me, it was a hard time to record this afternoon. Glenlander are definitely a really strong card, and it would cut off blue, but I think Gideon is just stronger. It does commit us to white, and we'll be passing on Oblivion Ring to our left as well. The question is, can I really ignore Gideon here, seeing that it is such a strong card? And white, yeah, sure, I'll go the control route. We'll see what happens. I mean, Gideon definitely is a strong enough card to be casting after an Upheaval or something. But yeah, this afternoon couldn't record because the vet would come at like 2:45, and I definitely want to be there when it happened. So couldn't record then. But here we are this evening at 7 o'clock. Just finished eating. Just took my medicine. So Interesting pack again. I think Prophetic Bolt is a stronger card. This Gideon is actually really bad. Burn Crusader is a fine card, but this Prophetic Bolt is really strong. We can splash for it if we get one of these two passed, which might not happen. But even if we don't splash it, it's fine. But it's just an overall strong card. It's Impulse plus 4 damage to something. Char, I guess. Without having the downside to dealing yourself the damage. Even if you can't Char an Impulse in one card, it would cost 5 mana. And this doesn't actually have the negative effect of hitting you back as Char would. So yeah, I consider Prophetic Bolt one of the stronger cards, just because it's such great value. We get nothing out of this, I guess. There's an Oust. There's a Shapeshifter, which I don't think will work in my deck. Flame Javelin will always cost me 6, unless I splash, and even then it's gonna cost me 5. Won't play this. Yeah, I don't know about Shapeshifter. I'm just gonna go with the removal card. Yeah, still gonna sort on color and keep it like that. So at this point we're still not sure what we're gonna do. I still think Upheaval is a really strong card, but I just don't have anything to work with it because I don't have any mana acceleration at this point. And no mana acceleration actually wheeled because the Everflowing Shower was in this. But an Arid Mesa did, and I will pick it up because it allows a splash for Prophetic Bolt. Kozilek, yeah, I'll keep it in the control deck. We'll see what wheels out of the white cards. Next pack had a lot of green and few white cards. Expect a lot of green to still be in there, but hopefully one white card that I can actually use. Wow, Plague Sliver wheels. Descendants is actually a really good card, but is it better than Entreat? I do not think so. Entreat Angels, obviously a great finisher, but also a great card to miracle out. Descendant, I guess is a fine card, but you have to have more cards in your hand, and then it's a 3/5 with lifelink. No, actually not a lifelink, but Entreat it is. Had to click quickly because my timer was running out, didn't even notice. Should always right click something to highlight it, to make sure that if I'm commentating that I won't get a random pick, but instead will actually pick something up. Because I have disabled the sound. Pristine Angel, definitely picking that over Kira here. We have seen it. I have played it in the past, and it's just a real beating against some decks. I'll see the sorcery, right? Yeah, okay. So we have 3, 4 removal at this point, 5 you can Gideon, which is already pretty good for 11 cards in. Pact of Negation, I guess I'll pick up here. Over Academy Runes, we do not have an artifact yet, so and I might play it. I mean, it's a great thing to tap out for something like Gideon, and then Pact whatever he plays, and then the turn after just tap out to pay for the Pact. The Pact is probably better for its will in the queue format, because you can counter when you're tapped out. And with a control deck, you usually just tap out when you want to play a game-breaking spell anyway, so having Pact is really good. What do I want to open in the next pack? Gideon, Jace would be fine, Elspeth would be fine. Any kind of red effect like Supreme Verdict would be fine. What else is a really good card? Mana Acceleration would be good. Here I'll pick up Knight of Infamy or Hokori. Hokori is not a card I'll play, despite it being white, but it does give the message to someone that, hey, maybe you shouldn't be in white. Like, Knight of Infamy is probably a hard card for me to beat, and we get a Shiver Reef, which is nice. Knight of Infamy is probably a hard card for me to beat, but it's only gonna be one guy. Rocket Tar Pit I won't play yet because I do not have a dual land, but if I do, I definitely wouldn't mind having a Rocket Tar Pit there. There was also the pack that had 2 white-red lands in it, so the fact that those are gone, both of them, makes me a bit annoyed, because that means that 2 people are actually in the colors that I want to be in. So we did open a Wrath of God. And a bunch of green again. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green cards. Wow. Eaterling is another really nice card though. Maybe I just pick up the Eaterling over red and hope I get another red effect wheeled. Is Eaterling better? Probably, yeah. It's a really good finisher, but does it matter? Like, do I not have enough finishers already? It's really hard to get rid of for a lot of decks, though. Now let's pick up the Eaterling. We should be able to pick up a Route or a Supreme Verdict, as I mentioned. There's also a Legacy's Lure, which I wouldn't mind, but and Phantasmal Image, of course. But I don't think I can let go of the removal this time. It's a bit better. Well, maybe it's not a bit better than Wrath of God, because obviously creatures can be regenerated from this, but at least this card can be countered. And it's a nice art. It's actually played in Legacy as a one-off in some control decks, compared to Wrath of God, which was almost never played outside of Landstill, and even Landstill considered it probably a bit too slow, just because of all the tempo decks playing 4s and days and so on. And Supreme Verdict, the fact that it can be countered, made it a real mainstay in Legacy. Same with Abrupt Decay, of course. Just the colors ain't matching out, and 1-for-1 trade isn't something that a lot of people actually go for. There's Flametone Kabu, which I'm thinking about, but I think Counterspell is just a better card here. I know it's a very reactive deck, and there's also Theia Judgment, but already having one mass removal I think should suffice. There's no need to go for another one, because then you're just going 1-for-1. Kabu is a really good one, but we only have one red now, and I don't think I want to go for that into another red, seeing that we have these two now. We only have 2 fixed, that's what I mean. We only have 2 fixed, so it's no point in going more red and then just diluting your deck. Like, if I can, I want to keep the red cards to a minimum and just let it be real power cards, like game-breaking cards. What do I want? Senses Divining Top, definitely a card I want. And then same with Terminus. Like, having Terminus and this Miracle plus a Senses Divining Top would be really great. Maybe even Brainstorm might pick up here. Already have 2 fetch to play with it. It's really good with Miracle cards. So yeah, why not? I think finishers we have enough. We have 3 finishers. 4 if you count Kozilek, which I'm not sure yet if I'll play or not. Depends on the acceleration, I guess. Because as a control deck, when you go into the late game, you should be already winning. Should you not? And here we have the Senses Divining Top, which I asked for. And this is the first reanimation card I see. So there's also the Kalinka Island, which I really want. Wouldn't mind picking up the Crumbling Necropolis because it's also fixed. Parallax Wave, Nephros Disc, maybe Engineered. But can't pass up on the top in a control deck. It's just so good to set up here next turns. A card I have almost always played in a Legacy deck of mine. Like when I started playing Legacy and build a rock deck, I instantly added Senses Divining Top and Life from the Loam. Just because Life Wasteland was really good against a lot of decks. But Life from the Loam actually works together with Senses Divining Top really good. It mills away 3 cards if you don't want it, which is exactly the amount of cards you look at. And other things, of course. So there's Floodplain, but there's also Cascade Bluffs. There's Radiant Rider, which I don't think I can run because I have a too low amount of creatures and they're really heavy hitters. Floodplain is obviously a really good card with Senses Divining Top, but Cascade Bluffs allows me to fix. So I think it has to be the Cascade Bluffs here. Fix is a bit better than... the fix to the splash is a bit better than having the fix in between your 2 main colors. So yeah, we definitely still need to run a single mountain because one of our fixes is a fetch. So that's 4 fix for a single card already. If Kavu wheels, I'll pick it up now. But I still think Counterspell over Kavu was a better choice. Journey to Nowhere was in my opening pack, I think. Not sure anymore. There's Vendilion Click and Celestial Flare. I think Vendilion Click is a better card. We haven't seen Caracas yet, so that might still be in the running. But out of this, like, there's Celestial Flare, I'm not a big fan of. There's Dissipate, but Vendilion Click is just a really good trick in a control deck. Like, you can take your best card and get rid of it. You can chump block with it. You can start going aggressive with it if you really want to. Just because it has flash, it's really good against most planeswalkers as well. And the come into play ability definitely is a really good one. Like, this card has skyrocketed in price as well, thanks to Modern, but has always been a mainstay in a lot of decks, and is even played in a lot of decks. I think Augur is better than Steam Augur in his bullet works. Definitely wouldn't have mind seeing this fix, but I think this is needed against aggro decks. And it's just card advantage. Like, we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards already that we can pick with Augur. So definitely a card I wouldn't mind. And I have picked up. There's Remand, there's Kega, there's Trinket Mage for Senses Divining Top. There's also Hallowed Burial. Interesting. Like, Kega is really good, but how good is Trinket Mage for Senses Divining Top? And if I had Everflowing Chalice, I think I would slam this, but I'm not sure now. Do I need Kega? I think I do need some more creatures, but then Trinket Mage is just as good. And go for Trinket Mage and see if I can pick something else up. Maybe the Engineered Explosive Wheels, and then this is a really good card as well. Maybe it doesn't, but then yeah, sure, whatever. But I mean, if it does, we'll have a Trinket Mage to get it. Wrath of Godwield. Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that. Like, nothing else in that pack actually appeals to me, so getting a second red effect for free, because I did not expect that to wheel. If Dave Judgment wheels as well, I'll be really surprised. Still not sure if I'll even run 2 mass removals though. I assume Flametongue Cavu will be out of the pack, because we have seen that Redlands did not wheel, so someone has to be red, and out of that pack not a lot of red was in there. So Flametongue Cavu, a power card, has to be gone. There's Avalanche Riders and Slackstorm. There's also Take Edge. Academic Rector doesn't actually do anything for me, so pick up Slackstorm. Like, it's a really good mass removal sometimes, but it is in my splashes. I think out of those packs, just nothing else that I would want. Slackstorm has the most probability of being played. Let's see if we get a Day of Judgment. Would be pretty funny if I can just start throwing away mass removals on single cards of my opponent, just because I have triple red effects. Day of Judgment did wheel, wow, surprising. As it Willbender. But being so low on creatures, I don't think Willbender is gonna be relevant. I'll just pick up a third red and not play it. We have 19 cards at this point that we consider to be really playable. 20 if you count Day of Judgment. 18 if you do not count Kozilek. I think Disc is better because it removes everything. Narcolepsy, sure, I'll pick it up. It is removal, so it doesn't count as removal, as in it does not stop tap effects from creatures and so on, but it does stop it from attacking, so we'll consider playing it. Disc, of course, removes everything except Planeswalkers, and Steam Augury Wield, wow. The problem with this is it's definitely worse than Factor Fiction, because your opponent chooses the pile you get, while with Factor Fiction your opponent makes piles and you choose what you pick, so you always get the cards you want. Interesting pack. We have 2 really good finishers, 3 if you count this. There's Ponder, which I think I'll pick here. Then there's Spell Pierce and Compulsive Research. I think Ponder is a stronger card here. It allows me to fix, it allows me to put up late returns. Maybe it's compulsive research. So. Drawing extra cards, getting rid of extra lands. Like one of these three will probably wheel. A poker side is also really good. You can pick up a poker side, one of these three wheels. Now let's pick up compulsive research and see. There's Dungeon Guys, there's Show and Tell, Recurrent Nightmare, really nice card. There's also Slash a Colonnade. Dungeon Guys counts as removal, but when they use their removal, it gets rid of it. So I guess I'll go for the Colonnade. It's a really good card to have. We already have 22 cards that we'll play. I don't think having the Dungeon Guys there is that great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures if we count this. It's still fine. It's just not a monster. We might even just play 18 lands. We have a single fetch, 1-man lands. I think that's still fine. But to do get Effector Fiction, which I'll definitely play, it's better than having a sorcery speed. Hero Blade Hold, nice card, but Effector Fiction has to be the card I'll pick up here. The fact that I now have 2 draw cards, I might just play 70 lands. I might not play Pact of Negation maybe if I play Counterspell. Might just not play Kozilek because I haven't 3 Angels since his Divine Top combo. Consecrate Sphinx and Treachery and Karn in the same pack. How the am I supposed to make a correct pick here? Okay, so I think, and this is a really weird line of play, I think Karn is the correct pick. Like, we pick up Karn, Treachery will get picked by any blue player, and then maybe Consecrated Sphinx is picked by any blue player. But Karn gets rid of both of them, first of all. But then, if we leave open 2 blue cards, it might just be that there's only one other blue player and only one that considers Treachery, and then the other one is maybe Temple and picks up Refugee Cloudskate, so Consecrated Sphinx is wheeled. While if I pick one of these 2, sure I'll have that effect, but the odds of any of the other 2 wheeling is just insanely low. But Karn is just a monster. Like, it finishes games on its own so easily. Like, Treachery is an unfair card, I get that. But I think Karn has to be better there. I'm just not so sure about it. Got rid of the Kozilek, of course, seeing that I picked up Karn now. It's less expensive for insane effect as well. There's Withered Wayfarer, which I find interesting, but there's also Relia's Fury, which is a really nice late game card as removal. There's also TV Magpie and Dismiss. There's Withered Wayfarer, which I don't think I'll pick. Although getting a land every turn doesn't seem bad. What's more likely to be played though? I think it is Withered Wayfarer, but the problem is that it's only good on the draw. It's pretty bad on the play. Yeah, still pick it up. Probably get rid of Time Warp. Stonecloaker, not really something I can run. I think, despite me liking Forbid, it has to be Seal of Cleansing as a removal in the sideboard, or as an answer in the sideboard. Get a Terminus. I think I'll play that over Wrath of God. I know there's also a Suffer Falls, but I don't think I need a 5th fix. Oh, the 5th fix, because we'll be playing a single mountain. Just for a single card, I might even not play the Prophetic Bolt. Seems unlikely, but you never know. There's Geist of Saint Draft. There's Garrison. There's Stoneforge Mystic, but I do not own equipment. Geist is a really heavy hitter. I think it has to be better than Boros Garrison. It's really good against other control decks, so we'll pick up a Geist. Might not play it, but we'll see that in deck construction, shall we? So Time Warp is probably out. I can cut a Prophetic Bolt or the Pristine Angel maybe. Maybe just the Upheaval. Like, what do I even do after Upheaval? Replay Vendilion Click? And then it's already 9 mana. I think I can get there. The problem is, like, if we do Upheaval, would you rather do Upheaval or play Kozilek? Like, Upheaval, replay a land, and then having 4 mana does what exactly? Like, you need to follow it up with either Geist or Vendilion Click for it to be worth it. Ever. Like, if I do Upheaval Gideon, we obviously also win, but then we're already at 10 lands in play and land drop to go. Which I think any card at that point in a control deck should be game breaking, game winning. Terminus, having both Terminus and Entreat with Sensitive Divine Top is really nice. Maybe just don't play Pact and sideboard in against some decks. Or just not Narcolepsy, maybe not Oust. So Ponder did wheel, as did Spell Pierce. I'm gonna go for the Ponder. I think it's a better card. It's a pretty good card at that. Yeah, maybe Pristine Angel has to go. So Dungeon Geist also wheeled. Wow. As it's Seagate or Oracle. Which one is the better? I think it has to be Dungeon Geist. Yeah, sure. Maybe we just cut a Trinket Mage. Because we now have these. Having Sensitive Divine Top in play is obviously great, but only having one target for your Trinket Mage is actually pretty bad. Probably want most of the time you want the amount of Trinket Mages should be one less than the amount of targets for your Trinket Mages. This was the pack with the good cards, right? I think Siege Gang is the more annoying card for me to play against, just because it's a really great value card. But I think that was the pack with the Consecrated Sphinx, Karn and Treachery. I'm not 100% sure about that. That might be the next one. It seems unlikely that Consecrated Sphinx does wheel out of that pack. Oh no, it also had... oh no, it couldn't be that pack because it had way more fix in it. And also Rifting Cloudskate. I assume one of the fix should still be in there. And I can pick one of that up. If Consecrated Sphinx is in there, I'll be overjoyed, but... seems really unlikely. Like, the next blue player... oh yeah, this did it back. So the next blue player should definitely have picked Treachery, and the one after that Consecrated Sphinx. Like, Sphinx is just a monster of a card. And maybe Treachery was the better card for me. I don't know. I really don't know. It could have easily been the better pick. Like 99%. I think I picked Karn there. Just for the same reason. Like, Karn is a real powerhouse. It's insane how good this card actually is. Treachery is just as broken. Like, the fact that it untaps 5-year lands as well. Just so sick. It just doesn't do much against me. Let's pick a Ball Lightning and just hate it. Fuck you, mono red player. So we're playing 25 cards here. Just thinking, like, maybe cut the disc. I have 2 mass removals. I have 2 spot removals. I have a Karn as a removal. I have Prophetic Bolt as a removal, I guess. Deadbridge Chant is a really good card, which I'll hate. Like, Dover never gets played anyway. We also have Narcolepsy removal. I will get a Capsize. I don't think I'll play it. It's a bit too expensive. But it's a nice card. Maybe we still got Pact because we have Counterspell. And then just bring it in against what exactly? Like, where do I want to see Pact? In which matchup do I think Pact is good? Not Pact. Against what matchup do I think it's really good? Not so sure about it. So this, let's just see what we can play, and then start cutting in it. It's usually a bit better and easier to do. So won't be playing these. Pass back over this mana cost, which will be really huge. Yep. So, seal, no. Let's put the creatures at the bottom this time. Trinket Mage, I don't think I'll play. Capsize, I don't think I'll play. No to Hokori, no to this, no to these two, and this, no to Time Warp. No to Kozilek, and then we have 24 cards here. So this was what I had when I was drafting the deck. How good is Weathered Wayfarer? I don't think it's good enough. Like, it's really a good card with Senses Divining Top. It's a creature. We only have 6 creatures. Splashing red for a single card. I don't think I got Pet, Oust, Ponder, or Top. I think I just got Pact of Negation. Though it's such a blowout sometimes. It has to be in for control deck, I think. Then Narcolepsy over Oust or something. Got the Weathered Wayfarer. How many targets do we have for Augur? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Definitely a card I want to play. These two finishers as well. These two as well. As to want to play these, which is the Gideon. So we basically have 5 strong finishers. 6 is if we count Upheaval. Maybe Upheaval is the card I don't want, but Upheaval in a control deck. It's just a win more card, maybe. So I do it like that. But then Upheaval is just an unfair card. It's insane how unfair it is. Maybe just run 42 cards and we then run 18 lands. Let's try that. Let's be an idiot. So we add a single mountain. So let's see. Suggest that. Pause by color, please. So we have plains, 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 plains. This doesn't matter. Islands, plains, islands, 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 islands. God damn it! Give me my islands. Thank you. So yeah, that's about even. Which I think is fine. Cascade Bluffs and Rockberry obviously do not produce mana unless I already have one of the other, but I think that's still fine. Do we really want to run it like this? I'm not that happy with the upheaval. Oh whoa, I'm running way too few lands. Thank god I didn't submit. So we're on 42 cards. Yeah, sure, let's try it. I'll see you guys for the first round.